Kelly Dodd, known for her outspoken personality during her time on The Real Housewives of Orange County, has surprised many by publicly rallying behind her former castmate Meghan King in the wake of a devastating custody ruling. Despite a history filled with on-screen arguments, social media shade, and personal disagreements that often played out for the cameras and beyond, Dodd set aside old grudges to vouch for King's abilities as a mother. In an emotional video shared on social media, Dodd revealed details from a recent phone conversation with King, alleging that the court's decision stemmed from an incident involving ADHD medication shared between King's children. Dodd emphasized that this single event does not define King as a parent and insisted that the children desperately need their mother in their lives. The custody battle between Meghan King and her ex-husband, retired Major League Baseball player Jim Edmonds, has been a long and contentious saga that has unfolded both in private courtrooms and under the harsh glare of public scrutiny. The couple, who share 3 young children, a daughter named Aspen and twin boys Hart and Hayes, have been embroiled in legal disputes since their divorce several years ago. What began as allegations of infidelity and differing parenting styles has escalated into serious accusations, investigations by Child Protective Services, and now a temporary ruling that grants Edmonds primary custody while limiting King to supervised visitation. Sources close to the situation have described the arrangement as interim, with an upcoming hearing that could make it permanent or reverse the decision entirely. Dodd's decision to speak out came directly after learning the details from King herself. In her video, filmed casually from her own kitchen, Dodd recounted how King explained that she had given one of the twins medication prescribed for the other to help manage ADHD symptoms, a practice that some parents might employ in urgent situations but which apparently triggered concerns from authorities. The court reportedly labeled this as making King a dangerous mother, a characterization that Dodd vehemently rejected. Having known King personally and even hosted her during recovery from cosmetic procedures, Dodd drew from first-hand observations to paint a picture of a devoted parent who is constantly attentive to her children's needs, even when dealing with her own health and recovery. This defense is particularly noteworthy given the rocky relationship between the two women. During their overlapping time on the Real Housewives franchise, tensions ran high, with heated confrontations that became memorable moments for viewers. Arguments over everything from personal choices to perceived slights spilled over into reunions and social media exchanges long after Dodd's departure from the show. Yet, in this moment of crisis for King, Dodd chose compassion over conflict. She openly acknowledged their past differences and fights, but stressed that none of that erases the love and care King pours into her role as a mother. Dodd described instances where King's maternal instincts shone through, such as incessant check-ins with her kids even while staying at Dodd's home post-surgery. The children at the center of this storm are still very young, navigating a world where their parents' high-profile split has meant divided homes, public narratives, and now restricted access to one parent. Aspen, the eldest, and the twins have been caught in the crossfire of adult disagreements that include everything from co-parenting schedules to allegations of emotional abuse and trespassing incidents. One particularly publicized event involved King arriving at Edmonds' home to drop off belongings for her daughter, only for the situation to escalate into police involvement. Conflicting accounts emerged, with some claiming King entered the property uninvited and others insisting she remained at the doorway, calling out briefly before leaving calmly. Video footage and police reports added layers of complexity, highlighting the ongoing animosity. Edmonds, who has since remarried, has positioned himself as the more stable parent in court filings and media statements. His current wife has been vocal at times, contributing to the narrative of King as erratic or unfit. However, supporters of King argue that the scrutiny is unfairly intense due to her reality TV background and post-divorce dating life, which has included high-profile relationships that drew tabloid attention. King has always maintained that her priority is her children, often sharing glimpses of family life on her platforms that showcase joyful moments, educational outings, and the challenges of raising kids with special needs. One of the twins has been open about cerebral palsy diagnosis and related therapies. Dodd's plea extended beyond defense to a call for empathy and prayer. She urged her followers to keep King and the children in their thoughts, emphasizing the fundamental bond between a mother and her kids. In a world where celebrity divorces often turn ugly in public, Dodd's intervention serves as a reminder that motherhood transcends reality TV rivalries. She called King an excellent parent repeatedly, grounding her support in personal experiences rather than hearsay. The broader implications of this custody case touch on important issues in family law, particularly around medication management for children with ADHD or similar conditions. Many parents face dilemmas when prescriptions run low or situations arise outside normal routines, and what might be a practical decision in one household can be scrutinized heavily in a contested custody environment. Investigations by Child Protective Services, often triggered by mandatory reporters like school staff, can lead to swift and life-altering interventions. For King, this has meant temporary separation from daily parenting duties, a pain that any mother would find excruciating. As the December hearing approaches, the outcome remains uncertain. Temporary orders can sometimes be overturned with new evidence or counseling recommendations, and King is reportedly fighting vigorously to regain equal or primary custody. Her representatives have pushed back against negative portrayals, framing incidents as misunderstandings amplified by ongoing hostility from the ex-spouse's side. Meanwhile, Edmonds continues to focus on providing a structured environment for the children in his St. Louis area home. Dodd's unexpected alliance has sparked conversations within the Bravo fan community about forgiveness and solidarity among women who have shared the unique pressures of reality television. Former housewives often form bonds, or feuds, that last for years, but crises like this can shift perspectives. By going public, Dodd not only humanizes King but also highlights the real human stakes behind the drama that entertains millions.